Today, we're going to break down how a few personal stories, we're talking elevator etiquette and some ghosted emails, somehow blew up into this huge online debate about U.S. immigration policy. It's a pretty wild look at just how fast personal complaints can catch fire online and start shaping, real political conversations. All right, so let's get right into it. It all kicked off with this one sentence. Pretty provocative, right? This comment about the H-1B visa program went totally viral. But, and this is the key part, not because of the policy. Nope. It exploded because of these super personal and pretty controversial stories the poster used to back it up. And this is what started the whole thing. The news was about a potential new rule for the H-1B visa, which, is the program that brings skilled foreign workers into the U.S. for specialty jobs. And the proposed change? A massive $100,000 application fee for every new worker. And one American professional saw this and didn't just agree. He went online and praised it. And that's when everyone started talking. So what was it that actually lit the fuse here? Let's take a closer look at the post that got this whole thing started and really dig into why it seems to ignite so many people online. See, the person who wrote the post didn't make some big economic or political argument. Instead, he said his support for this fee was because of his own personal experiences, describing what he saw as repeated rudeness and inconsideration. And that's the exact moment a kind of dry policy debate got really, really personal. What made this post so powerful, so viral, were the specific examples he used. I mean, he wasn't being vague at all. He laid out two pretty detailed stories from his own life to make his case. So let's break them down. Okay, so story number one was from his job. He talks about offering a customer, who he mentions is of Indian origin, a big discount on a conference ticket. Then he says he went the extra mile to get it completely free for him. And the result? He claims the guy took the free ticket, but then just totally ghosted his emails and professional follow-ups. Then he switches gears from the office to his home life. He starts describing things he's seen in his apartment building, which he points out has a lot of residents from India. And this example, people rushing into an elevator before others can get out, was just one of several little things he brought up. So here it is. This is the crucial leap he makes. He takes all these separate incidents, right? Ghosting in email, bad elevator manners, noise complaints, and he strings them all together into this one single pattern of what he calls rudeness. And then he uses that very personal conclusion to justify his opinion on a huge national immigration policy. Now, as you can probably guess, the internet had some thoughts. The reaction was instant, and it came from all different angles. So let's look at how people responded and how this one post ballooned into a way bigger, much more complicated conversation. One of the first arguments that popped up brought class into the picture. This person suggested, hey, maybe this behavior isn't about nationality at all. They argued it could be tied to supposed abuses in the H-1B system itself, which might bring in people from different backgrounds, basically drawing a line between different groups of immigrants. And this just perfectly captures the heart of the whole debate. So many people jumped in to say that, the behaviors he's describing, they're really not unique to any one group of people. The counter-argument was basically, rude people are everywhere. It's that simple. Other people pushed back hard against the generalization itself. Their message was really straightforward. You just can't judge a massive, diverse community of millions of people based on what a few individuals did. It was a really strong defense against that kind of stereotyping. And, of course, you got the sarcasm. This user just brilliantly pointed out the logical flaw in the whole original argument. I mean, the idea of using a very small sample space from your own life to make a sweeping judgment about an entire demographic, it's a classic example of using personal stories instead of, actual data. And that really brings us to what this whole thing is about. It's not really just about H-1B visas or who gets on the elevator first. It's about this fundamental tension that we see online constantly, that super blurry line between sharing something that happened to you and creating a harmful stereotype about a whole group of people. In the end, this entire firestorm really just boils down to this one question. When does that line get crossed? When does, hey, this happened to me, turn into this is what they are all like? And in the age of social media, where one story can hit millions of screens in a heartbeat, figuring that out is, well, it's more important than ever. So, what we've really witnessed here is the incredibly fast journey of a couple of personal complaints becoming a full blown political argument. It's a stark reminder of how risky it is to use anecdotes to justify policies that affect thousands and thousands of people. And we also saw the internet's immediate gut reaction when that line gets crossed.
And that's really the question at the center of all this, isn't it? When a story like this goes viral, what are we really seeing? Are we seeing an honest personal experience, or are we just seeing our own biases reflected back at us? It really makes you think. In the crazy echo chamber of the internet, when one person's story goes viral, whose story is actually being told?